Yo, what's going on? It's Fuego here, and today I'm going to be playing some Megaknight Lumberloon. Yeah, today I'm playing a viewer deck, one of my close friends, and you know what? I thought this would be a fun deck to try because it's not really a deck I would normally run. It is definitely a little bit different, but I do think it's similar to the types of decks that a lot of my viewers may face or play themselves, so I figured we'd be able to provide some good insight on how to play the matchup. So, as you can see, we got a pretty tanky deck to start here. We have Megaknight Balloon, we got the Eye Tower and the Wizard, but overall pretty solid. This deck does cover most areas. I mean, we got the defensive building, we got the Wizard for the support and splash, and then we have our win condition with the Lumberjack Balloon. So overall, I really do like the structure of this deck in terms of just that it kind of covers every basis of the cards you need. One thing I would note for sure is definitely the spell choice. Log has been honestly the most dominant small spell for honestly as long as I can remember, but I think recently that's starting to change. The Log has received a lot of nerfs, and specifically in this deck, since we're running the Balloon, Log does not hit air troops, so that means if our opponent plays bats or minions, our Log is going to be of no help. So I do think maybe either a Snowball or a Zap would work better in this deck in specifics, but one thing to note is your card levels. So obviously, card levels are a huge part of Clash Royale, and I normally just suggest using the highest cards you have leveled. Like, as long as you got a win condition in there, you got your spell, really just try and use what cards you have highest level, because that will put you at the best chance of success. So, regardless, let's try and win this match here against Jakey Bakey, a pretty funny name. So far in this match, I've just kind of played pretty passive. This guy's been a little aggressive with his giant, but we got the Eye Tower, so we really do have some good responses to him, and I have a feeling this guy's going to play a little aggressive, and we'll be able to get a super nice counter push. So we do see the lightning come down, but hold on, we're in a pretty good spot for an Evo Megaknight to just drop right on top of that witch. Probably going to support this with a balloon too. Opponent doesn't have the lightning in cycle, so he's going to have a hard time dealing with this. Let's go bats to support, and yeah, look at this, man. Oh my goodness, the mini Pekka gets shredded. He goes for the bad minions as well. Wizard takes it out, and our opponent is struggling, man. I feel like a dirty goblin right now, but we are taking down his tower. That's a balloon and a Megaknight. We're pushing for that 3 crown. Can we get it? We do see the defensive lightning come down, so that's probably going to end the 3 crown dreams, but that's okay, man. Still a very solid performance. We're definitely going to take this first dub. You know, maybe if that balloon can make it to the tower in time. We do still have the Megaknight as well. Megaknight jumps on top of the tower. Balloon, one more shot. Can we get it? And we do. We get that 3 crown to start off the video, man. That's what I'm talking about. And that's proof that no matter what deck you're running, you can still get the dub. In the next match here against Rizwan, and I'm kind of interested to know what type of decks you guys main, especially for those of you who maybe don't have the highest level cards, so maybe you can't always play a certain deck. Maybe you're just kind of forced to play the one deck you have leveled up. If that's the case for you, I'm interested to know, because I know a lot of people who run decks similar to this with a Megaknight Balloon. I know a lot of Hog Rider players, and I also know a few select Mortar players as well. So and then obviously LogBait's pretty common as well. So I really am interested in what type of decks you guys run who don't have all the cards unlocked, maybe, or maybe you just don't have them all high level to where you can actually play them, because I do find it really interesting. Because of course I went through that same time period where I only had one deck max. Believe it or not, I really did play Megaknight Lumberloon back a few years ago. It was just the only thing I had leveled up. After that, I did start playing some Xbow, funny enough, but yeah, that was kind of my story, and I feel like everybody's kind of got their own unique story, right? So, interested to hear those down below, but let's try and grab this dub here. We didn't get off to the hottest start. Our opponent does have the damage lead, but I'm not too concerned here early on. Since this deck can definitely struggle if our opponent has good air defense for the balloon, I think getting to the Evo Lumberjack is going to be crucial. So let's cycle that right now, and let's be ready in case our opponent goes in for another Golem here. Yep, sure enough they do. Alright, we got the Eye Tower. Should do a good job on defense once those bats die, and Lumberjack's going to kill the bats from the Mother Witch. I think this is going to be a pretty nice defense. Good zap from the opponent. We'll just Wizard just to clean everything up, and that should be, yeah, very nice and clean right there. So honestly, Wizard is not a very popular card, but I don't think it's a bad card. I think if Wizard's used correctly, you can oftentimes get a lot of value out of it. It puts out a lot of damage. The splash is always super helpful, so I really do think Wizard is underrated. It doesn't always fit in a ton of decks, but if you can make it work, it's super fun to use. So, okay, so we do see the arrows come down. I think, do I want to go balloon here? I think we'll just Mega Knight the back, actually. I was tempted to go balloon, but I think we're in a fine situation to just reset in the back here, and we are up like 5 elixir right now, so I do like the look of this. Let's go Wizard the Bridge, splash those minions, and I'm tempted to go balloon. I forget if this guy has shown a lightning or not, but I'm just going to YOLO it anyway. That Golem's going to get slapped back by the Evo Mega Knight. That's hilarious. He has no daggers for the balloon either. How does he stop this? We do see the Evo eye drag come down, but that's too late. That's going to be towered down by the balloon. Mega Knight slapping everything as well. And guys, he only has 10 seconds left. His Golem's barely even going to cross the bridge because the Evo Mega Knight is slapping it back and forth. That is insane. Lightning comes down, Wizard's still alive, and that's going to be good game for the second match, man. I don't know what it is, but this deck just seems to function really well, and we're finding just enough damage to take home those nice wins. One common mistake I see a lot of Mega Knight players make is that they play Mega Knight like a win condition. You can't really rely on Mega Knight to give you damage in most matchups because it's just a pretty easy card to defend. But where Mega Knight does where it does succeed is the fact that it's a great card for counter pushing. So if you just come off a defense, maybe your opponent plays a Royal Hogs or even like a Giant Skeleton per se, Mega Knight can take that out and then give you a nice counter push. Mega Knight's also great if you're up elixir. Like I played it in the back last game whenever I was up elixir and helped me form a huge push. So oftentimes Mega Knight by itself is not really much of a threat, but if you're able to play it in the back, build up a big push that way, that's a much better way to use the card. So that's kind of what we're doing here. I will make sure to drop my skeletons here once the mortar switches off the Mega Knight there, and I think we're gonna go a little bit aggressive with the balloon. Our opponent just spent 10 elixir. How does he stop this balloon? Snowball comes down, he has no elixir, and I think we're gonna get some good damage, and I think he's gonna get some good damage right back. So can we kill the mini Pekka? And it looks like we can't, but I will log just to make sure we keep our tower. And yeah, looks like we're both going to trade a fair bit of damage, probably going to end up coming about even here, so not too crazy. Opponent did a good job committing to their push, since they definitely would not have been able to defend that balloon down that much elixir, so well played to Dragon here. And as you'll see, we have our Evo Mega Knight in hand, which honestly, man, Evo Mega Knight it's a pretty good evolution in my opinion. Like, it really does a good job at just like making your opponent's life miserable. Like, that's the only way I can put it. So, ooh, okay, good defense right there. I'm gonna have to go defensive eye tower because he got down that mini Pekka last second. But we should be fine here, yeah. And we're gonna head into double. We have our Evo Mega Knight in hand. We have the Evo Lumberjack coming up next. And okay, so he goes for the fireball. I could commit to killing the mortar, but I think I'd rather just go for a large push here. Giant Skeleton's actually gonna get slapped backwards, so I'm really not too concerned about it right now. Like, look, it's in my tower's range, but now it's not, man. Evo Mega Knight just pushing it all over the map. Let's get this log down here, and once that Giant Skeleton bomb pops, I might go in for the balloon. Let's see how much our push stays alive. Yeah, we still got the Lumberjack. We're actually back to the Evo Lumberjack as well. Oh no, Evo Mortar comes down. I need to kill that ASAP, please. Okay, Evo Mortar does die, and he goes to the Evo Snowball on defense. So, pretty good job from our opponent, but having that Evo Mortar not in our opponent's hand anymore is definitely a win for us. So, Skeleton Giant the bridge, we're going to be able to take that out, no problemo. And we'll just kind of reset in the back once again here. Besides the opponent's mortar, he really doesn't have any great consistent ways to get damage, so that's very nice for us to see. And I think if we're able to overwhelm him here, that would be amazing. I might even go balloon the middle just to give it shorter distance to get to the mortar. Balloons on the back here. Okay, bad guards. Those guards are going to die ASAP. Balloon is still alive. Probably won't make it to tower, but still a good threat. Can we get the Mega Knight on top of tower though? Mega Knight drops. No, does not make it to the muskie, but we're slowly chipping him down. We get the balloon death damage. Hold on, man. We can make something work. Opponent's getting a little bit antsy here, going for the fireball cycle. Fair play though. Let's just get our lumberjack balloon push here once again. Bats the middle, maybe catch a mortar. And hold on, that giant skeleton's gonna get slapped right backwards. He has to go for like a late mortar if he wants to stop this balloon. And guys, he's in trouble. Balloon's making its way downtown. That's a hit, and that's gonna be a good game, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Super nice wins right there with the Megaknight Lumberloon deck. Kind of crazy deck, but you know what? If it works, it works. But that's gonna do it all for this one, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe if you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.